You want to train or you want to go to a house party? What would you rather do? Training should be fun. And if you're not having fun when you train, something's wrong. And I want to go through some things you can do and that I've seen people do to motivate them and to make training so enjoyable that they don't even feel like they're training. As an individual, you got certain tools you can use. And what I've seen is the most popular one is the stopwatch. Now, by using a stopwatch, you can have this sort of a countdown stressing you to do things. So you can, for instance, set a program for you that you have 10 minutes, and every minute you're going to do a certain movement, and the rest of the time you're doing constantly another movement. So what I mean is, for instance, that you're going to do jump rope training, and every minute you have to do 3 push-ups. So you're jumping, and then pling, stopwatch says 1 minute is gone. Okay, you do your push-ups. And this way, you're going to push yourself to finish. It's a little bit like opening a bag of chips. Most people cannot stop in the middle. You want to finish it. And it's a little bit maybe the same mentality with a stopwatch. You just go, the watch is telling you to go, you're going to eat everything that's on your plate. Now, if you don't like stopwatches, like me, I'm not a big fan of that, what you can do is play around with the numbers. So I find combining 2 exercises where you go sort of in an opposite direction in the matter of counting reps, it makes it easy. So as an example, if you take a push-up and a sit-up, you would do 9 sit-ups and 1 push-up. Then you do 8 sit-ups and 2 push-ups. And this way you're decreasing the sit-ups and increasing the push-ups until you've done every single number up to 10 for both exercises. This is another way to make it a game. Because if you make things a game, it won't feel like training that much. It's just a short goal. You're going to finish that. And once you finish it, you can again have a rest and think, okay, let's create another game. Now, if you're 2 persons, then it's even easier. Because what you can do then, and what I like to do, especially if I'm just training with one other person, is to go back to back. So it could be the same exercise, but you do, then the other person does. And if you have multiple persons, so let's say you're 6 people, so you can split into 2 teams, and you can do a ladder of movements. So you can have a list of movements. You decide that, okay, we're going to do these today. There's maybe 10 movements, and each team has to do 10 times each movement, and then one person is going at it at a time, and the 2 are resting the 2 other members of the team. You high five when you're done, and it's a little bit of race. And having this type of races is what I've seen works really well when I train, especially young teens, but also adults. When we have these explosive mode classes and you have these unannounced competitions, people get such an adrenaline kick. It's amazing. And you also get this camaraderie. So if you have multiple persons that are viewing another person of their team that's performing, they start talking. And when they talk, it's very encouraging. And they start joking around, laughing, and you have this internal competitiveness in a team sport where you can just slice the team into 3-person groups, and you get a completely different feeling in the training compared to having people say, okay, let's do 3 times 10 this exercise. Okay, we're done. Let's take this exercise. So this is a way to make it more interactive. And now that we're living in solitary confinement, we have to find ways to sort of get this competitiveness and friendly competition going. And one app that's been recently out is called Houseparty, which makes it easy to communicate with other people and also sort of have unplanned training sessions. So I know it's not mainly used for that, but it's really convenient for this purpose. So when you have an app like, let's say, the Zoom video platform, where it's more planned, that you have an instructor and then you have other people there to follow the online training, that's really cool. But with an app like Houseparty, you can sort of have a setting where you don't know who's going to join. Maybe you invite your friends and you do it together. And then you can also do this back and forth type of training. And of course, have the interaction that everyone loves. And then it doesn't feel like training that much. So one way to do this, and this is something that I like to do as well when training with others, and even when I'm coaching, is to have people choose an exercise. So let's say we're going to train our core. Then each person will have their turn to say, okay, which exercise will the whole group do? And the whole group will do it as long as that person is doing it. So if I say, okay, we're going to do a plank, I'm going to go in the plank position, everyone else is joining, and when I'm tired, okay, I stop, then the next person gives the suggestion, the next exercise. So that's one way to do it. Now, if you don't have any friends like me, I got 2 on Facebook, and well, the friend request is pending. No. Of course, maybe your friends are not into this, and maybe you don't want to bother them. You want to train alone, but you're still looking for some kind of competition, some kind of competitive element to your training. Then I would really suggest using Swift. This is the biking app, so you can do your races, and you see the other people on the screen racing against you, and you're really pedaling. But this is you have to be into that sport, of course. There are other apps for other sports, but I think this is the most advanced app I've seen, and this is mainly for bike riding. I believe they also have it for running, but it's a tad expensive, but it's definitely something that if you get other people to push you, if you feel like you can't go out for a bike ride yourself, you think it's boring, then this just might, give you that extra boost and make it more fun. So you don't even think about training, you just go there and it's a computer game for you. And it's what I would call esports. What they today call esports, that is more like EA sports to me. It's doing real sports where you physically use your body. Now that's real sport. So this is my recommendation, that if you feel like you're a person that needs to be in a competitive setting, or you need to have other people around you when you train, there are options. Even if you're confined to your own house, your own apartment, you can find ways to train with others or against others. So have fun doing that. I'm Eric Snell, the author of the Fit Businessman book, and I'll see you at work.